Hi, I'm Anna and the founder of Unibloom. In sustainable procurement, the real work isn't only finding new supplier, it's influencing the ones you already depend on. That's where most emission sits, that's where most spend sits, and that's where change is hardest to unlock. At the same time, billions in green transition grants and incentives are still untouched, not because companies don't qualify, but because the business case is too slow, too manual, or too fragmented to prove. I've seen that firsthand. So in 2026, we decided to change the order of things. With Uswitch, you can test alternative supplier and solutions in minutes. You can quantify cost, emissions, and impact instantly, or you get it through our smart engine. And you can build a credible business case based upon our smart engine again, fast enough to support funding and incentives and get the leadership to say yes instead of no. You can also come with a clear demand or negotiation power to your customers or suppliers in a much better way because you have the data on your hands. No long workshops, no 6-month roadmaps before actions. Yeah, this all feeds into a holistic collaborative climate transition plan over time. But transformation just doesn't start with just a plan, it starts with one better switch at a time. So let's see what it really means in reality. I wonder if you are ready to switch in under 30 minutes. So welcome to Unibloom's Uswitch platform. Here you just ask for which material you want to change or ingredient you want to shift and look at alternatives. So we have put in the plastic material, where you source it from today, what kind of the material is used for and what functionality it has. And that's extremely important to make the right suggestions from an engine perspective. So the data intelligence engine work, and we're crunching the numbers. We're looking at scanning the databases, finding options, matching suppliers, calculating savings, and finding subsidies. Wow, in just a few minutes. Boom, here we are. So we have the plastic we want to change. We look at the current cost that we got from the databases, where you can input, and we also look at the packaging and the key function of this material. Now, let's compare the options. You can see what you have today and what's it cost. You can also look at 3 alternatives in the light version. This is where you kind of get a first hint of what kind of different options there are, and also a first hint of which are the optimal options. So you can deep dive into them, how feasible they are, what kind of savings they give, what grant potential there are, and also cost effectiveness of this saving or this solution. And we also have written a short explanation of the, why you should change or what is kind of this material is. And you can look into 3 different solutions. So then you're thinking about which is the best match, and that's where the Unibloom system gives you an overview of the methodology, emission potential, the feasibility risk, and the data sources. So the recommendation we did was around the PLA, and we have described it, and we also show why. But you can also find a better alternative if you are on a tight budget. So you see here how we highlight which has actually the best value from that perspective. In the Pro version, you can also refine your results. You can ask for, other options across EU only, high risk regions, and so on. Then you're thinking that actually I don't want to change my supplier, but I want to see what other suppliers are out there. So let's look at options, and we have 2 options here on China that might have better and lower emissions or maybe better cost. So always take into account both. You can email them, you can watch their website and reach out to them quickly. Then you can look at what subsidies, when you do the green transition, there are usually a lot of subsidies out there that are hard to apply for because you don't have the data. We provide you with the data, and it's much easier to apply when you have that on your hand. Then you can share the solutions and ideas with your colleagues or your supplier or with customers to say, this is what I'm thinking of and what we should do. Then either you can just reach out to us and we can guide you and bounce ideas how you get started and how you can link this to your climate transition plan, which is the next step. You can also, in the Pro version, create business cases, create presentations, or save projects to collaborate. And then you unlock the full potential to the Unibloom climate transition plan. Or you just continue on the new analysis and do another one. Hopefully you really are intrigued to see what you can do in under 30 minutes instead of 2 years and get to test Uswitch today if you want. Welcome on board. Bye.